Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/Choosingbeggars, stories in which people don't know the measure of their greed. And our first story. I didn't realize that having candy was a requirement for every business. And by the way, thank you very much to all who put likes and subscribe on this channel. So the story. I'm seriously in shock right now that this happened. My office is by appointment only, so if I don't have a client scheduled, I keep the door locked. There are several counseling and law offices in our building, and the area has a homeless problem, so I'd prefer people not wander in. A few minutes ago, a woman tugged on our door trying to get in. It's not unusual for someone to try to come in to ask directions, so I decided to finish up my business call and let her in. As I'm hanging up, she proceeds to tug and pull and knock and ring the doorbell repeatedly. That should have been warning enough. Me. Hello? Sorry about the wait. What can I do for you? Choosing beggar. What do y'all do? I gave her a brief explanation of our company. Choosing beggar. Oh, okay. Why you got your door locked, though? I give her a brief professional explanation about how we are not able to take walk-ins and that oftentimes our employees are here alone or in the back, so we keep it locked for safety reasons. Choosing beggar. That's rude, though. Me. It really is just a safety precaution, but I apologize. What can I help you with today? Choosing beggar. Yeah, let me get some candy out of that basket for my kids. She pointed at a basket I have that's full of raffle tickets for a contest we're holding. Me. Well, I'm sorry, there's actually no candy in there, just raffle tickets. Choosing beggar. Don't lie to me. I'm shocked and kind of freeze for a moment before grabbing the basket to show her that there's no candy in it. Choosing beggar. Why don't you have any candy? Me. I have in the past, but we go through it so fast that I can't afford to keep a basket full. This is true. We're in a low-income area and people take fistfuls. Choosing beggar. So what, are you cheap or just broke? I just sort of awkwardly chuckled. Choosing beggar. You think this is funny? You got a basket, people are going to think it's candy. That's false advertising. Me. Well, we're not really advertising. Choosing beggar. I could see it through the window. It was on display. You put that up there so I'd come in for candy, but it's not candy. That's false advertising. And one of these days, someone's going to take you to court. My personal policy is that if anyone brings up legal action, I'm pretty much done with the conversation. Me. Sorry about that. Was there anything else I could help you with today? Choosing beggar. Yeah, you can get me some candy for my kids. Me. Don't have any candy. Sorry. Have a great day. Choosing beggar. Fine. Give me some money for the vending machine. Me. I don't carry cash. Choosing beggar. Don't lie to me. Me. I'm not lying, and I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Choosing beggar. Man, F you. Me. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Choosing beggar. F you, it's Christmas, and you're going to deprive my kids of candy? At least have some damn candy canes. It's the effing giving season. What are you giving? No money, no candy, F you. I bet you'll have some candy when the Better Business Bureau comes after you. Me. Okay, thank you. Take care. Choosing beggar. F you, you cheap MFer. You can look forward to my review on Yelp. She left after that, but not before having her kids flip me off once they were outside. Classy. Edit. For those of you saying that I talked to her for too long or was too nice, A, I work in a low-income area and I deal with crazy people often. I've learned that being nice and talking them through a situation works better than telling them to F off. B, the way I was raised is to be polite regardless of the situation. C, I have crippling anxiety and being rude or curt makes me shake like a leaf. Why last year's donation to a charitable Christmas collection will be our last ever. Every year around this time, the church that my late mother attended, I'm not particularly religious, nor is my wife, chooses a few local families that are in need to sponsor and request donations for. The donators really go all out and provide everything from tree to full Christmas dinner to several gifts for each member of the family. It's really a charming and heartwarming experience to see people coming together to take care of others like this. That being said, since my mother passed away, my wife and I have become a silent partner with this program, and given that we are very comfortable financially, we take responsibility for an entire family and we cover all the expenses for everything. Please do not construe this as bragging. I did this as a memorial to my amazing mother I miss every day. Anyway, we've done this for several years now, and every year we were given a family chosen by the minister's wife and an accompanying list of family members' wish lists. We tend to cover the entire list and make sure that we even get the brands they request for items or food. We then drop the items off at the church and they take responsibility to deliver the items and wrap them for us. Last year we were assigned a family, the same family we were given the last few years, and a list of rather pricey items that they would like. Oh well, 'tis the season. We purchased everything on the list, but when we were getting ready to drop things off, we were called and notified that the gentleman, brother-in-law of the minister, that usually takes care of delivering the items was very ill and unable to do it right now. Could we wait until he got better to drop them off? This was 3 days until Christmas. You know what? No problem. We asked for the address of the family and we dropped the gifts off ourselves. Red flag number 1. The minister's wife was very reluctant to give us the address. Red flag number 2. The family lives in a very wealthy area of town. Not saying that people can't be down on their luck in nice neighborhoods, but it still stuck out as odd. Red flag number 3. We get to the home and the people that live there are not an impoverished family in need. They are relatives of the minister. These complete pieces of crap were and have been scamming my wife and I to provide the minister's wife's own family with Christmas presents and food. They actually opened their garage for us to be able to put the gifts inside, and it was clear they were scamming many people. The garage was filled with gifts and clothes. They even bragged that people really came through for them this year as opposed to last year. I lost my crap. I exploded on them. I created the biggest scene in the neighborhood that has probably ever occurred and made sure to tell every single nosy neighbor exactly what these monsters were doing. I then took my food donations to the local mission and the gifts to Toys for Tots. After it got out, the minister's wife is apparently no longer working for the church in any capacity, and the minister is being replaced. I guess I'm an a-hole for taking away my internet. Saw another post on here that reminded me of something that happened to me a couple of years ago. I live in a commercial building that's been converted to apartments. It's a pretty small place, 6 to 7 units total. Not 100% sure about the rooms upstairs. The apartment is really nice, and the landlord doesn't charge what he could get away with. Because of this, he often ends up having to evict people that move in for 2 to 3 months and just quit paying rent. Anyway, that's besides the fact. When I moved in, nobody really had internet in the building. One guy did on the end, but he was an MMO addict and had hardwired internet only. I got internet with Wi-Fi within a week from moving in. Needless to say, almost immediately, neighbors started asking for the password. Some would offer to split the bill. I declined for several reasons, and others would just beg to use it for a day or two. It got really old really fast, but I never gave in. One day, however, I noticed that the couple I lived next to were both on their phones. They had mentioned not having service another time, so I realized they must be on my internet. These same people had offered to pay me to use it before, but I declined because I knew I'd never see more than one payment. So I get on my phone while sitting outside and pull up the router and change the password. Quickly, I notice that they are frantic on their phones. One of them says, "Something's wrong with our internet." I chime in and say that, no, I just changed the password on my internet, knowing damn well they don't have internet. The guy started laughing because he knew he was busted, but it wasn't a huge deal, though I was annoyed. The woman was quite the opposite. She was like, "Well, I need the internet back so you can tell me the password." I refused. Then all night she kept saying stuff like, "God, why are you being such a jerk?" or "Can't I just use it tonight?" The next day, a Saturday, she knocked on our door first thing in the morning. "I need to get on the internet because I need to call my son's school." "Oh, you can use my house phone for that if you'd like." "Well, I need to talk to her teacher on Facebook, so..." Over the next week, she kept coming up with BS, asking to use it for just tonight or outright demanding the password. One of the last things she said was, "I'm actually pissed off that you changed the password to my internet." I told her that I was pissed off that she was freeloading on my internet after I refused her money to use it. Turns out they paid my stepson $5 to get the password for a minute and were on it for a few days before I realized. Now, I don't even tell him the password, and if he wants to use it with the device, he can hand it to me to enter it. Anyway, my internet isn't communal internet, and you don't deserve it just because you need it. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and see you soon.